Welcome back, all you Fabricants and Fleshbags, to the super, not funny show, Supercast. The Supercast, where we talk about all things superhero in our pop culture. That's, of course, TV, movies, video games, all that fun stuff. And, of course, we talk about news and speculation. We get to all that nerdy good stuff. I am Mo Poupée, your resident fabricant and comment extraordinaire on all things pop culture, joined by the anime expert, video game designer, and lover of all things superhero, my good friend Ladi. Ladi, what's going on this evening?
Nothing much, man. Just excited for this stuff that's coming out. Just a great time to be a superhero fan.
Yeah, hell yeah, it is. Even though this week's a little bit of a slow week, we're between big properties, and we're waiting on the next episode of Moon Knight. So we're just going to do another news roundup, and talk about all the goings on. There's a bunch of junk going on right now too. Like for instance, we're going to talk about America Chavez and the creator of America Chavez, and how Disney didn't want to come up off any money for his character being in a probably $1 billion movie. It's the ongoing saga of Disney must pay. Morbius, second weekend drop, precipitous. We'll discuss that and what that means for the future of Morbius and the Sony Spider-Verse. We're also going to talk about those Morbius end credits, which where people said they were terrible. We'll see. Ezra Miller, the ongoing fallout from his who knows whatever's going on with him, and what does WB plan to do about it? Multiverse of Madness goes ham on the pre-sale tickets. How ham did it go? And what could this mean for the potential box office? Speaking of Multiverse of Madness, we got some new footage and trailers for that. We're going to take a look at that and discuss it. There's a new HBO Max DC show, and it's related to Aquaman. Who is it for, and what's it all about? Coming next week, this is something that's great importance to Ladi. Batman, the Batman, showing up on streaming, coming soon. So we're going to talk about that. And finally, why was Iman Vellani the perfect casting for Miss Marvel? We'll see what one of the creators of Miss Marvel, had to say about that. So all of that, so a good amount of news this week, and we're gonna dive right into it. You ready, Lottie?
I'm ready.
Let's do it.
Yep.
Starting from the top. You know what? We've talked about over the last year, and ever since this podcast has really been going, about how comic companies and actually more like the studios that are direct, connected to the comic companies, are stingy as hell. Just stingy as hell.
Yep.
How they just, Ed Brubaker didn't get really any money or anything like that for the Winter Soldier and all this other stuff. And people have been talking about hashtag Disney must pay. And it's not just movies and TV shows, it's also publishing, all that stuff. So it's surprise, these properties being in the hands of big multinational billion-dollar corporations doesn't necessarily work out for the little guy. Surprise. So to that end, Joe Casey, who's a long-running creator in comics, has been working on comics, I think, since the late 80s, but definitely since the 90s and so forth. Has drawn and written a bunch of things, Deadpool among other things. And he actually created the character of America Chavez about almost a decade ago, not quite a decade ago. And now she's going to be in Multiverse of Madness, and this is, again, probably going to be a $1 billion film, more than likely. And so he tells the story about how when Marvel basically came to him and was like, okay, well, this, your character's going to be in, and they offered him some money which I like to call "Don't Trash Us Online" money uh, for using his character. And I want to note something. Now, see, he made this character in like 2014, so this isn't, oh, I was ignorant of the fact that there's an MCU and that they might use my character, so forth and so on. So he was fully aware of it, but he knows he didn't make a good deal when he created the character. He didn't have any kind of contract or whatever, and that Marvel doesn't really owe him anything necessarily because it wasn't in the contract for the character. He's not saying any of that, but he did say that they offered what he termed an insulting amount of money to basically be like, all right, well, we are using this, so here, have some money. And he's just like, he didn't take it because it was, well, one, he didn't need it. He's not hard up for it. And he said it was an insulting amount considering the fact that this is going to be $1 billion movie. So Ladi, that's a lot of background. The point here is the Mouse House is still on that bullshit. You know what I'm saying?
That evil fuck ass mouse.
Don't want to come.
Dang you shit.
But he is. I'm telling you, like the mouse is just like don't want to come up off of that money, and it's. Let me just say, I love Marvel comics. I love Marvel comics. They are my first love when it comes to superheroes, and it pisses me off that this is the sort of shit that goes on. At Disney. It's not just Disney. Marvel's been doing this crap for decades upon decades. But it just pisses me off because, what's insulting? Like, let's think about how much Multiverse of Madness is probably going to make. Let's not talk about how much it costs to make. Let's just say what its box office receipts are probably going to be. Would it be fair to say that it'll come close? It might come close to how much Spider-Man did. Far From No Way Home.
Probably.
Yeah. Okay. So let's just say it doesn't go quite as far, but let's say it makes 1.2 or 1.3 billion dollars. You telling me y'all can't give this man $100,000 and feel good about it? Are we? She's a main character, like that, right? I'm almost certain. I've heard the theories and the rumors about she's probably going to be the catalyst for Doctor Strange getting involved in any of the stuff in this movie, and y'all can't break him off with $100,000. That's not $1 million, but y'all could afford to give him $1 million, but y'all can't break him off with $100,000. That's the bullshit I'm talking. And you know what fucks me up is I'm on Twitter, and when I saw this, I was like, yeah, man, that's messed up. They should do the right thing because we've talked about it before. What's legal, what's right. What's legal and what's right aren't necessarily the same thing, right? Morally, ethically speaking, I don't think it's right to basically exploit this guy for essentially not just making a bad deal. Y'all knew he was making a bad deal, and you didn't be like, you know what, we can do better. Even if he did make a bad deal, how about let's just, for the sake of goodwill towards creators, let's just break him off. But I got people seriously standing for Disney doing this, and I'm just like, why are y'all for the big guy stepping on the little guy? I mean, it's clear that if they gave him $100K, they wouldn't lose anything.
Yeah,
right. $100K out of $1 billion. Y'all can't afford that. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's good to it. Just I don't understand sometimes $1 billion companies. It's like you said. It doesn't make sense how they act because you're telling me you can't even give 0.1% of what you're going to make off this movie to somebody. And it's like, because people think
not even 0.1, 0.001.
0.1. Yeah. And it's because, people go like, look at it and they go like, oh, they don't owe them any money. But I'm like, guys, it's like, imagine if you gave me something. And you're like, yo, you could have it. And I find out it's worth millions upon millions of dollars. I'm legally right not to give you anything. But morally, I will feel like a sack of shit.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it's just like, that's where it's like, where are people's morals nowadays? And it's like, and it's to the point that I'm like, if you guys let them do this, they'll do it to everybody.
which is what
You
they
know what I
do.
mean?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just strange to me. You know, you and we're little people. I mean, and then other little people just like us are sitting up here saying, "Well, it's his own damn fault for not making a better deal." Like they don't understand any of the context, and even if he did make a shit deal, it is nothing but goodwill. Like that's the cost of goodwill among the creator community and amongst the fans to just be like, you know what, he did sign a bad contract, but you know what, we're gonna rip that thing up and we're gonna do something here to make us feel good about who we work with, and for the people that we work with to feel good about working with us. It's not hard. Like,
Yep.
but if for some, I know why it is because every dollar they're scrabbling hard. It's that tight fist that can't let go of a penny. And if they just open up their hand a little bit, we wouldn't even be talking about this.
Nope.
I'd be like, man, Marvel, they are Disney. Those guys are on it. Like, I'm okay with giving them my business because they do right by the people that work for them, and
Yep.
that's all I want to. That's all I want to hear. I don't. It's just ridiculous. And Casey, he ain't salty. He just, you know what he said? He's like, I made a bad deal. I get it, whatever, and I'm not hurting or whatever for money, but I just want other creators who are younger and less experienced to hear my story, so they'll know what's up, so they'll make a good deal and won't get screwed over like I did. And
Yep.
I appreciate Joe Casey for doing that. I really do. And more creators need to be upfront and be like, yeah, they're fucking around, and make sure that people
Because
know.
because of somebody like me who makes characters, I make characters. This is one of the things that I like fear that if, that I might get into like something that I'm like, "Oh, okay, this is a pretty good deal." But then I find out this character that I let this company use turns out into $1 billion character and they're like, "Well,
You sold it to us,
sorry,
yeah,
you
and
sold it to us,
yeah.
homeboy." So,
That's the thing is I think that any business model in which you have to screw somebody, that's not a good business. It's not a morally correct or ethically correct business model to base your entire business, to base your business on screwing somebody else over. If that's what
yep.
you're doing it wrong. That's just how I feel. So anyway, Disney must pay. Hashtag Disney must pay. Let's continue that on, and let's just try to influence them to get in the right, to get right with everybody, the creators in particular. All right, so let's talk Morbius. Got a couple of Morbius topics. First Morbius topic. It was riding high first weekend. Second weekend, it did that thing like on a roller coaster. That high ass hill just dropped way down. 73% drop off, which is, let me just say, for any movie, that's bad. A seventy three
And we
percent,
kind of
73, and for Morbius is real bad because their top was only $41 million. A 73% dip is bad, bad. Like not gonna make its money back, bad.
and
Lucky if they break even, but probably not bad.
and we kind of know why it happened. There was another animal from we talk about Mickey. There was another animal that movie came out this weekend.
Actually, technically, it was three animals.
Well, yeah,
It was a
yeah,
hedgehog and a echidna and a fox.
and their movie kind of.
Yes, yes, Sonic. But I think they expect that. Sonic came out
Yeah,
strong. Sonic came out strong, $71 million on the weekend. When I saw it, it deserved it. It's a great movie. Morbius. You know what? My opinion. I haven't done a review of it, but I had fun with it. It's not a great superhero movie. It's a good one. Like it is unfortunately quite generic in many ways, but I liked it. Um, but I also think that the harsh critic reviews, like it's 90% on Rotten Tomatoes, so it's like terribly rotten. it didn't have a great audience score, but it wasn't terrible. It's like 69%, 70. So like a bunch of people liked it, but they weren't like jumping up and down about it. But I think those critics reviews and just like how harsh they were really screwed up the box office for Morbius. I mean, I know how do you know anybody besides me that's seen it?
I know quite a few people that have seen it,
Okay.
and I feel like I kind of hate how we live in an industry that I feel like nowadays, if you're not paying critics or sponsoring them or anything like that, they could give a terrible review to something and it'll destroy the thing. This happens in the video game industry a lot too. Like, I always bring this up. A game like Days Gone got destroyed by reviewers and streamers calling the game bad. And I, to this day, will say it's one of the best gaming experiences I ever had in my lifetime, in my whole entire life. I will die on that hill. And anybody who wants to come fight me about it, I will fight you on that hill. But, now that the game got released on PC, everybody's like, oh my God, this was a good game. Like, what were these reviewers talking about? And these same reviewers gave Cybertrash, a literal broken game, a 9 out of 10. A broken game. And we've seen it in the movie industry. We've seen good movies get terribly reviewed, and we've seen good movies get and we've seen bad movies get good reviews. And we're like, how is this movie so good? This is boring.
Right. Well, and
And
here's the thing: is I don't begrudge anybody their opinion. Like that's the thing is I could see why other people would look at Morbius and be like, yeah, this movie sucks. Like there is definitely an element of just like seen it, done it. This is just this is as generic as they come, and there are some aspects of the CGI that are not great. Um, it covers a lot of ground that you've seen before. I personally liked what happened on the screen. Like I guess my expectations were low too, but still I was just like halfway through I was like, this is good. I like what's happening right now. I'm enjoying what's going on. It's cool, but I can see why other people didn't care for it. So as far as that goes, it's just there's a lot of word of mouth. All the people that I work with that might be interested to go see it were waiting for me to see it. Tell them if it was good or not. And that's not a good sign. Like if people aren't rushing out to see it, and you saw that in the 73% drop. So it's unfortunate for Morbius, especially considering what they were trying to set up at the end of the movie. So
yeah.
Speaking of, that's our second Morbius topic. Those end credits. There was a lot of talk about how terrible those end credits were, and they're the worst. I heard someone say they're the worst end credits that ever happened. You know what? Just that person. I'm not gonna name their name, but they need to come off that fucking ledge. It wasn't the worst thing ever. To be quite honest, I think the end credits were exciting, but also I'm not sitting up here, putting on my comic book, what's the guy from Simpsons, the comic book guy? Not putting on my comic book guy hat and worrying about all the continuity and crap. Spoiler alert. If you guys haven't seen this, too bad. I'm about to spoil it for you. At the end of the Morbius, Adrian Toomes, aka the Vulture, you see some of that purple energy from No Way Home. He gets transported there inexplicably to the Venomverse. And by the way, this is the Venomverse. They reference Venom straight up. They don't reference Spider-Man though, but they reference Venom. And he's like, oh, and he just kind of looks around like, oh, I'm in another universe, because he knows he's not in the raft or wherever. He's like, oh well, I hope the food's better here. That's literally what he says. Then they cut him loose because he's not actually from there. And then the second post credit scene is he meets up with Morbius and is just like, hey, came here from another universe. I'm pretty sure Spider-Man had something to do with it. We should team up. And Morbius is like, oh, well, maybe that's intriguing. And that's that. That's that. It's the entire. So what's so fucking terrible about that? And all it seems to imply is that at the end of that No Way Home's, that Doctor Strange's explanation of the multiversal event isn't complete or is not correct. Like, you remember that? What did he say? Oh, everybody who knows Peter Parker got transported, and we know that that's bullshit because Venom doesn't fucking know Peter Parker. There's no Peter Parker as far as we know in the Venomverse, or is there? Because he mentions Spider-Man, and Morbius isn't like, well, who the fuck is Spider-Man? He doesn't say that. So maybe there's a Spider-Man, maybe there isn't, but Venom doesn't know who he is. And we know that he doesn't know who he is because in the post-credits of No Way Home, he's just kind of like trying to figure out what the fuck's going on. Right? Yep. And then the post-credits of Venom, he's like, who the hell is that? Right? That's all I'm saying. Like, these post-credits, like, does it sound ridiculous? That's what I'm saying. Like, he gets transported, so apparently Doctor Strange's explanation of it isn't correct. Why is that weird? Like, we always expect that everything that any character that claims to have any knowledge, we always expect them to be right. Well, maybe Doctor Strange doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. Has anyone ever thought about that? Maybe he's bullshitting.
Yeah.
Well, so, all it is, they're setting up a Sinister Six. That's the point.
I mean, just real quick on the whole thing about the worst credits. I mean, we've seen a post credit where literally the whole entire movie, what's his name was sleeping in the post credits. They didn't tell us anything about what the next movie was going to be. Iron Man 3, what's his name was just sleeping. Hulk was sleeping through. I mean, it doesn't set up anything for the future. That's a better post credit than that. Come on now. So, but then it's like you said. I mean, everyone needs to remember this Doctor Strange is not the genius Doctor Strange that knows everything. This is the Doctor Strange that clearly is still learning on the job. You know what I mean? He's not the genius that is in the comic books. This Doctor Strange still is trying to figure out everything. You know what I mean? So that's why it's like you said, did it ever occur to anybody that he doesn't know exactly what the hell he's talking about? You know what I mean? Yep. This is the same guy who lost concentration just because Peter was just telling him a bunch of shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I was like, man, you are not good at this. Like, Tony Stark could literally pay attention to and quit back at and sort of like, tell Peter to shut up, right? While in the middle of programming like two things at the same time and also flying around as Iron Man. Like that, like he could do all that. So you can't? Like, all right, okay. But anyway, and I'm not doing this to shit on Stephen Strange. The point is, those post-credit scenes aren't ridiculous, and they're just setting up Sinister Six. That's all.
Yeah.
And possibly another Andrew Garfield Spider-Man. Fingers crossed. I'm fingers crossed over here.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, hell yeah. I would love to see him have to fight Morbius and Adrian Toomes, and he has the same suit. I don't know my question is, how the fuck is he powering that thing? Because he don't have Chitauri tech. How did he remake that? I don't know. We gonna find out. So anyway, Morbius. Y'all should go see it though. Go see Morbius. Show it some love while it's still in theaters. So, all right. So moving on. A little Ezra Miller update. So, everyone knows he's going through some shit right now. So much so, I can't believe if Will Smith hadn't slapped the shit out of Chris Rock, Ezra Miller would have been the top story going on in last.
Yeah, he's lucky. He is very lucky.
He got it because, of course, a black dude slapping another black dude that overshadows, a white dude literally threatening the lives of other people and jumping on people. That's just like, let's bury that. But black dude slapping another black dude on, national TV, we got to stop the presses. So just I wonder what could there be some kind of double standard? I don't know. Anyway, Ezra Miller, which again, I like Ezra Miller. I think they are a good actor, and they've been in some stuff I like.
You threw me off when you said day, but I remember.
I
just
remember,
remember.
but they were pretty cool as Flash, as far as I'm concerned. But whatever, they're going through some stuff. So much so that Warner Brothers, there's a rumor or some kind of inside scoop or whatever that Warner Brothers decided to have an emergency meeting. What do we do about Ezra Miller? And with the outcome being that, hey, we're pausing everything Ezra Miller related that we're doing, which is not nothing, by the way. They got stuff in the bag like Fantastic Beasts 3, and then, of course, Flash is being worked on. But everything else, right? And he was not at the Fantastic Beasts premiere. And I'm going to assume, they were not at the Fantastic Beasts premiere, and I'm presuming they're not going to be at the Flash premiere unless they get their crap together by next year. So, but then of course there's a counter rumor that said, nah, we didn't. There's no emergency, nothing. There was none of that stuff that happened. So it's kind of up in there. The point being, though, Ladi, are you surprised at all that as we said last week, Ezra Miller fumbling the bag? And the bag fumble is proceeding accordingly.
I mean, no, I'm not surprised. I mean, I'm surprised that he did it, but I'm more surprised. I just cannot believe that this man did this. Well, this person did this. You had that Flash money and that Harry Potter money. The Harry Potter money probably is dead in the water because, I mean, Harry Potter is a kid's book or a kid.
The Fantastic Beasts are more like the adult stuff, but yeah.
But you can't really have that associated. DC, I think I can see them putting up with him for maybe one more. This might be his, like, instead of doing a 3 strike you're out. This might be like this is like 2 strikes and he's already on his last strike. But
right. Well, did you see last week there was people on social media there can't of social because of social media, that's where real decisions are made, right?
Yeah.
I swear, if real decisions were made on social media, the Snyder stands would have had Justice League 7 through 8 done by now. Anyway, but there was people campaigning for the Flash from the CW to replace Ezra Miller. So Grant Gustin to replace Ezra Miller as the Flash theatrically. To which I say, what the fuck are y'all smoking? But like, it's the CW. You think of anybody that's been on any CW show, and I just think about it, any of them, and does big, headlining a movie even come close to the front of your mind for any of those people? No disrespect, but like literally none of them should be headlining a movie.
No.
Because if they were going to be movie stars, why would they be wasting their time on low budget, CW shows?
It's like you said, not only is it, this is not like they're in like something like, what's that TV show we're watching now? Moon Knight. This is like very low budgeted, bad CGI. Every time Flash runs, they probably dump the whole entire budget on that run.
It would be like if that someone said, you know what, they need to replace that with Chuck Norris from Walker Texas Ranger. Like, no, Walker Texas Ranger syndicated crap. So like, why would anyone? Who? That's what the fans, online fans, particularly stands of certain fandoms, really need to. Yeah, they need a reality check. Like this idea that there's another Flash that exists and he's perfect. If he's so, I bet you could show a picture of that dude without the Flash suit on to 10 people, and 9 of them wouldn't know who the hell he was.
Nope.
9 of them will be like, who is this rando white dude? And they wouldn't. And you'd be like, he's the Flash, and like, that is not the Flash. I've seen Justice League. That dude is not the Flash. So that's what I'm saying. Like, chill out on that. But anyway, back to Ezra Miller. He's in no danger of being replaced by Grant Gustin. Trust me on that.
Yeah, DC fans for some reason have terrible ideas, man. Step it up, man. Get y'all ideas, please.
You know what would be great is if they would just let the people in charge of making stuff who get paid for it to just let them make stuff. Like we do. Like I like to, I'm not gonna sit here and say, the people that made Morbius, like I know better than them. I really don't. Because if I did, I'd be making movies instead of talking about movies that someone else made. That'd be that, right? So anyway, oh man, Ezra. I hope Ezra Miller gets their life in order. I think it's substance abuse or whatever, but whatever it is, because I like their portrayal. So I hope that this is really only a pause and not an end to the business relationship that they've got with Warner Brothers. But we'll see. They got a new regime coming in. Maybe they'll get him sorted out. All right. So next, let's talk about Multiverse of Madness. We got a couple things for that one. Pre-sales tickets went on sale on the 6th of March. April, excuse me, of April, because it's coming out on May 6th. And let me tell you, just like with Spider-Man No Way Home, it kind of screwed up a bunch of ticketing websites. They went on sale at midnight, and of course people were refreshing and going through all that stuff. Now, Ladi, I didn't go through all of that because I have to work an actual job, and I'm not going to be up at 12 midnight trying to get no damn tickets. I did that for Spider-Man. It was a waste of my time. And I ended up getting the tickets. Jennifer and I got our tickets for opening night right next to the seats we normally would like to have. And I got them like 18 hours later. So, y'all nerds, you don't have to do this whole standing in line virtually shit to get your tickets. But apparently they had the biggest pre-sales all year, beating the Batman. And I think it's a little bit behind, but the first 24-hour pre-sales, a little bit behind No Way Home. So, what do you think? Does that mean that they're going to get close to No Way Home?
No. Close, but it's not. No. No Way Home. No Way Home is the new king. It's the king of superheroes right now, and I'm just. It's not gonna. I'm sorry. We're excited for that movie, but I can tell that the excitement for this movie is nowhere near like how it was for No Way Home. So it might get to like 75%, but it ain't hitting it.
Yeah. Well, I'm very encouraged by that. Not like it doesn't fucking matter to me personally that I want the movie to do well because it'll bode well for the rest of Phase 4. That being said, I have a feeling. Well, you know what? I think that, like I said before, I think $1 billion is not out of the question. I think that like Spider-Man, it's gonna have long legs where people are just. Because remember, Spider-Man, it's still in theaters right now. Like you can go. There's a theater or two somewhere that you can go watch Spider-Man No Way Home right now. So they only stick around like that because people are still buying tickets. Maybe not as many as 3 months ago, but the fact is that it's been out since December, and it's still out there. I don't know if Multiverse of Madness will be able to sustain 5 months of in theater screenings, But I think of 3 months is not out of the question. And if that's the case, I'm almost, $1 billion, I think, is almost certain. And I think it's definitely going to make more than the Batman, which that doesn't mean it's going to be better than the Batman, in terms of being a movie. I just think sales wise, it's going to be more. It's going to make more than the Batman did. But we'll see. I'm excited. I know, Ladi, I know you're excited for the.
Oh yeah, I'm excited.
Since we're talking about Multiverse of Madness, there is new footage and new trailer, a short trailer, and like kind of I don't want to call it behind the scenes, but kind of like a more in-depth look at some of the aspects of the Multiverse of Madness. And we watched both of these things. Ladi, what did you think about that little trailer thing? The one where, with Wanda and the twins and whatnot.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of things that we got confirmed. Okay, so now we know that what's her motivation for why she's in her basically her motivation for being in it. Because let's be honest, Wanda, she's a hero, but I feel like at this point you have to give her a reason for her to do something. Even though, yeah, I know saving the multiverse is a big thing, but now we know her stink. She wants to see. She either wants to see her boys again, or she wants to get rid of the memories that haunt her about the life that she had in WandaVision. And of course, we also got to see that Zombie Strange is confirmed. He's straight up a zombie. Evil Strange has a third eye, which is
That was crazy.
that has meaning to it, but I can't think of it. I just can't. It something in my old Doctor Strange fandom just triggered when I saw that third eye, but I just can't think of it. We what's her name is also confirmed. Zombie Wanda is also confirmed.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
man,
Multiple versions of Wanda obviously is
yeah.
confirmed.
And we get what's his name? Professor X claiming he's not in the movie confirmed again.
I liked Wong and we've seen from some other sources he's Defender Wong, so we're going to see a Defender Strange and a Defender Wong. There's going to be Mordo. He apparently is one of the Illuminati. That Mordo we saw, that's not the Mordo we know from the MCU. That's a different Mordo as far as I know. That's interesting to see. America Chavez, they showed a little bit more of her and in action, but also Doctor Strange trying to help her out. A little bit more of that nexus of realities. We saw a lot of footage we'd already seen, but there was just a little more context here. So, overall, I think first of all, I think they're doing a great job of teasing without showing too much. Which I like. I really appreciate that. Like, we watch a lot of trailers because of this show, and sometimes I'm just like, I didn't want to watch that.
Yeah,
So I'm
they
glad
have a
that
bad way of like basically spewing their whole load in the damn thing. We're just like,
I do enjoy that they seem to be a bit more restrained. But I can't tell you how happy I was to see Billy and Tommy. I was like, yes, we're doing this thing. We're doing that thing. We're doing I feel like we're doing a reverse House of M, and I'm here for it. So let's go, y'all. And if you don't know what House of M is, first of all, what are you doing? Like, I know we talk about movies and TV shows and whatever on here, but man, if you are not inspired to go watch, read some comics, like, what are you doing here? Like, go sit and watch it. House of M will give you all the information I think you need for what Wanda's up to in this thing. So that said, I'm really excited for Multiverse of Madness, and this footage just double down on that. Like, did I need to double down on it? Did you need to double down on being excited for Multiverse of Madness?
no, I was gonna watch it day one anyway. So.
Right. But thanks for that, Marvel. We appreciate it. So we're gonna go to the DC EU, and we found out that last week that there's going to be a new HBO Max show. I like the fact that HBO Max is really kind of leaning hard on their DC stuff, the way that Disney leans on Marvel. And so they have greenlit an Aqualad show, spinning off of Aquaman. And in particular, and what really intrigued me about this, because it's based on a graphic novel. So this is Aqualad. It's in the comics, but it's based on a graphic novel version of the story. So I know you watched Young Justice. It's that same character, but like maybe a slightly different version of him. And so he's getting his own show, and I think that that's really cool. Again, I don't really know the story that this is based on. It seems to be more of a YA sort of story. If I'm just going by the pictures and whatever, seems more YA than a straight up superhero thing, but which is fine. Let's see. It says that it's an LGBT theme thing. So I guess there's Kenny Liu, who is Jake Hyde. So he's got Aquaman powers, I guess, and I guess it's sort of like any YA thing where there's two kids and they're sort of falling for each other, but he's got superpowers and blah blah blah, that sort of thing. It's like all those Hunger Games wannabe things where or beautiful creatures or whatever. That's cool, man. It's fine. I don't know.
Is this Black Mantis's son or just the other one?
I can't. That's the thing, is I don't know the story. It seems like I don't know. It seems like he's just Aqualad. So beyond that, I couldn't say. But it is interesting to see who is actually kind of behind this project. Charlize Theron, she apparently is executive producing this with other people. So they're getting a big name, a big Hollywood name behind this. And
I have a question.
Yes, sir.
Real quick. Is this going to be shoujo? You remember how anime?
I don't know. That's what I think. I said I don't know. I don't know this character. I don't really know this story. I'm willing to give it first of all, I'm giving it a chance anyway because it's a DC thing and it's a DCEU thing. But I want to see what they do with what I would consider probably be a prestige graphic novel sort of treatment, and how they handle it. It says it's a dramedy, so it's going to be funny and drama filled and whatever. And also, can it just be better than Titans? Is my question. Just can you be better than Titans? Then you win. That's all I want, because Titans is just all right.
Yeah.
But we'll see. I will be very interested to see how they develop this, and we'll let you guys know more about it as we hear more from DC. This is great news for all of you who, for whatever reason, just didn't want to go out to the theater or whatever. But you want to see the Batman, see what all this Robert Pattinson Twilight Boy stuff is all about. Like, can he really be Batman? All that stuff. Well, lucky you. Next week, it's dropping on HBO Max. April 18th, you will get to watch the Batman on HBO Max, presumably in 4K. So, good news, Ladi.
Yeah.
There you go, man. We can finally talk about it.
Yeah, the Batman memes. I can't wait to talk about no litter in Gotham. Who said you can skydive in Gotham? I can't wait. I found this out actually from my brother. My brother was like, "Oh, by the way, Batman comes out on Friday." What? I was like, "What? Whoa. They don't play with me." It's like, "Yeah, it's Friday." I looked it up and I was like, "Oh shit."
Yeah.
We in it.
Yeah, hey, look, I honestly didn't expect it to come so fast, but I don't know what I was thinking. they are putting stuff to HBO Max so fast, like literally 45 days later they put it on there. So I guess the 45 days are up, and let me tell you, I can't wait. I should actually just go back to the theater and see it again, because I can guarantee you it's better on the big screen, like without a doubt. It looked great on the Dolby Theater screen, but I got I got a 4K TV. You got a 4K TV. We can sit in. Crank that surround sound up, and let's go. So I think I'll know. I think we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it on the show. So because again, I didn't do a review of it, so why not? We'll make it our main topic. So excited for that. Thanks a lot, HBO Max, and I'm sure we're gonna have a good time with it. So, all right, our final topic for this evening. We're gonna talk, and everyone, excuse me right now because I'm just gonna geek out a little bit. Not more over the character than the person playing the character, but everyone should know. I've said it before. The Marvel thing I'm most looking forward to this year, more than I'm a gigantic Black Panther stan, and I don't deny that. And I love all the characters that are about to have movies this year. Can't wait. And I don't care. Miss Marvel is my number one Marvel thing this year. I'm the most excited for it. Straight up, can't wait to see it. It can't come here fast enough. So to that end, I was very intrigued when I saw, on the direct they're talking to one of the creators of Miss Marvel. And they were talking about the casting process, how they found Iman Vellani to be Kamala Khan. And because I remember when they cast her, I saw her, I was like, I don't know who this girl is, but like, cool, good, y'all found somebody. But apparently she really won them over by being a gigantic Marvel nerd. Now, Ladi, because you played the Marvel's Avengers game, and one of my favorite things about knowing that you did that is that you have come to know and fall in love with this character in a different venue than I did, right?
Yep.
And you were just like, she was the top. Am I saying this correctly? To you, she was the best thing about the Marvel's Avengers game.
Yeah, in my opinion, she was honestly one of the only reasons why I kept playing the game, because her character was so infectious and amazing. It just kept bringing me back to the store because I felt like Marvel did it a little bit wrong, where they were having Spider-Man being the fanboy of the Avengers, and when I saw her, I'm like, no, she should be the fangirl. She should be the one that should be fangirling every time there's a new hero that shows up, even if they're not an important hero. Like good example, let's just say Steven's Moon Knight. Like when he's Mr. Knight, just shows up to the thing. He's like, oh my god, you're Mr. Knight. Wait, hold on. Steven's like, wait, you know who I am? And she's like, knows everything about him. You know what I mean? And it's just like, I want that. I don't care what hero it is. It could be the most irrelevant hero. She knows everything about them. She knows their stats. It's like a video game. She knows everything about them. And it's cool because she seems like one of the like her personality make you think, oh, she's not that great of a hero, but she is. She comes into the clutch quite a bit. Like in the story, she saved Iron Man. She calmed down Hulk by punching him with her big rubber arm, and it's just I'm excited to see the TV show, because if they're doing the fangirl, like, because it seems like they're keeping her character just like how she was sort of like in the video game, and I'm excited to see it.
Right. And that's why I wanted to kind of bring attention to this, Well, like I said, the creator Sana, I think I'm saying her name right, was talking about the interviewing process. You know, the interviewing the process by which they picked her, and that she literally was just like, "I'm a gigantic Marvel." Not that's her name. I'm a gigantic Marvel fangirl, like for real in real life. So I'm gonna read some of the quotes when she was talking about when they were doing the Zoom audition. She said that this is the quote. She showed me every corner of her room and it was covered with Avengers. Then she said, "Oh wait, I'm not done." Opened her closet and there was more Marvel everywhere. Um, she goes on to say, uh, the Marvel created and point out that Vellani's giddy energy, and teenage enthusiasm are ideal for a character like Kamala Khan, who quote isn't your traditional Avenger. She's quote she's not as slick and suave as some superheroes. It's not like when Captain America throws a shield and it comes back. She's all over the place. I'm excited for people to get to know her. And then she said that uh, she revealed that Vellani likens Marvel Studios president Kevin Feige as, quote, her Carol Danvers, which is important if you know this character. She says she gave me a list of feedback on every single Marvel movie. Kevin Feige is like her Carol Danvers. Think about that. If you know the character of Miss Marvel within in the comics, and I'm assuming in this game, is Miss Marvel is her favorite superhero, period. Right? In the
Yeah.
comics, when she first gets her inhuman powers, she can change her shape, and she changes herself uh, to look like Carol Danvers in her binary outfit or whatever. I mean, she literally looked like her. She looks up to Carol Danvers. When she finally gets to team up with her, it's like her dream is coming true, right? That's why. So understand something about this. They're saying that Iman Vellani looks at Kevin Feige like like Kamala Khan looks at Carol Danvers, and I'm like, my God, did you guys pick the perfect person possible to play this character?
Yep.
Like on the real, she's fangirls, but also she's a she deep cuts this stuff. And Kevin Feige, as far as she's concerned, that's the person who's got all of the he's got all the juice and all of the knowledge and insight that's making the Marvel universe work. And she's looking up to him like that. I'm like, okay, well, so I mean, I didn't need to be sold anymore. You know, you can pretty much tell I'm standing for Miss Marvel, right? It's just not a normal thing that I do, but like for real, just give me a million. Do I need any more reasons to be like this is going to be my jam anyway? I am fully and completely prepared to replace Black Panther as my favorite for my favorite character in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And
Whoa.
I am super. I cannot tell you how excited I am. Now that I've seen this, I'm like, she's got the attitude. She's got the correct attitude. As coming into the MCU, and I just can't help but feel like this is a good sign that this show is about to be everything I want. So yeah, you said whoa. I'm like, I'm not kidding. I'm I am fully prepared to demote T'Challa to number two.
Hey man, listen.
Strong
She's an
words.
awesome. It's not, honestly, she's an awesome character, man. I really enjoyed her character in what's it called? In the video game. She was one of the main reasons why I kept playing the game. And anybody who actually played the story mode of um will probably understand what I'm talking about. People are probably going like, "Oh, what do you mean by that?" And I'm like, "You guys have to play the story mode to truly understand because it's just honestly, she's one of the best things that happened to that. She was one of the best things that was in that game, honestly.
Right.
And I'm happy that she's now in the MCU. I can't wait to see because I've been asking for her character since that game came out in 2019. I was like, they need to put her character. She needs to be the fangirl in the Marvel cinematic universe. She should be the one, not Spider-Man. Spider-Man should just be Spider-Man,
Yeah.
you know?
And of course, I love the fact that we already know the next time we see her is going to be next year in the Marvels, teaming up with the the subject of Kamala Khan's fangirling, which is Miss Marvel, not Miss Marvel, Captain Marvel. So I'm super excited. I love to hear this stuff, and just give me the damn show. just give me the show. Give me the show already. So anyway, good on them. Can't wait to hear more about Kamala Khan and Miss Marvel when they are ready to show us some more. So, all right, that's all of our news for the week, and like I said, quite a news week this week. But you know what? We probably missed a few things, and because we can't cover everything. But what did you guys think we missed? And what do you guys think of what we had to say? Why don't you get down to the comment section and let us know? And if we think that it's important enough, we will talk about it again in the future. And of course, while you're down there, you can always hit that subscribe button, join the Super Not Funny Show family, and we'd love to have you. And you can also hit that notification bell to let you know when we drop new content. We do reviews and podcasts, all that good stuff. And of course, I couldn't do this podcast by myself. I need the insight of my good friend Ladi. So, Ladi, where can they find you on social media?
Yeah, you can always find me on my Instagram. My Instagram is Anukinihun, ANUKINIHUN, and of course my YouTube channel, which is Kinihun25. Constantly upload different content. Like I said, I'm back on the streaming. I try to stream at least once a week now. Sunday's usually my day I stream. Just played the Elden Ring stream on Sunday. It was quite funny. And
How many times did you die?
probably about 5. I didn't die as much this time, but my reaction to everything was crazy because I just went. I'm in like a very crazy part of the game, and then also my Instagram. I'm uploading videos again. I'm done with my break, and I'm back to putting more videos up. So stay tuned for that. And yeah, if you ever get a chance, follow me, like and subscribe anything that I do.
Yep, you guys go there, show Lottie some love. All right, all you Fabricants and Fleshbags, thanks for joining us on the 46th episode of the Supercast. Come back next week. We got more to talk about. We may even talk about Batman. If we get around to it before we do the show. So either way, join us. We'll have a good time then. Until then, I've been Mo de Poupée, your resident fabricant and comic extraordinaire on all things pop culture, joined by the anime expert, video game designer, and lover of all things superhero, my good friend Lottie. And we'll see you guys on the other side of the thread. Peace.
Peace.